Hello and welcome back to Goldmaster, and this is our franchise team reveal and team overview. So we had that vote and we didn't really get much, but this is a team that I think will be very fun. The Detroit Tigers, they've got a lot of work to do and some decisions to make. So here we're going to turn off GM contracts. I did that last year with my Padres franchise by accident, which I will be showing eventually on this channel and where we're at and whatever. And you know, it didn't really go that well. Let's just say that, you know, we were like 79 wins and the goal was to finish over 500. And I didn't do that. And they fired me, so I had to keep on simming until I finished over 500 so that I could get in there. So the record on that one says 82 and 80, but I will say like 80 and 82 because that's what it should have been. So now here we are. We've got our starting pitching. So here's what I think about the starting pitching. Flumer's great. Everyone else is awful. But then you look at the minors and you go, wow, like Perez, Fiedo, Funkhauser, Burrows, and Manning are all really good prospects. Wow. And you just look at this and do exactly what I just did. You go, wow. Like, there is so much talent coming up in the starting pitching. Something that we're not going to see anywhere else but in the starting pitching zone. So we're changing the affiliations a little bit because I wanted to get Perez in AAA because he's definitely good enough to be playing there if we've got someone like Sandy Diaz, who I'm going to send down to AA. Alexander's got some talent, so I want him to harness it at AA. Yeah, so our starting pitching we don't need to do much with. Our relieving pitching we do need to, okay? We have to out of the 40-man roster, get this figured out. But our relieving pitching is awful. There are a few okay prospects, but they're being forced to play in the MLB now. That's just what's happening. They're being forced to play in the MLB right now. And it's just not that... It's not good. It really isn't good that they're being forced so early to play at such a high level. You know, because they shouldn't be. You know, they should still be harnessing their talent at AAA, AA, so that they can get better. But they can't do that. So I have many game plannings on possibly what to do with this team. And basically, we need prospects and MLB ready young guys. So any position but the starting pitcher position. The one position where I feel like, okay, I think we're okay. Because we need a better pen. We need better hitters. You know, and that brings up the question with Miguel Cabrera that we will get to in a second. But right now we are just fixing these just awful who's up, who's down. It's like, really? Okay, you're in single A or double A, and you're in the majors, and yet the double A's overall is 10 better. What? It doesn't make sense. So I have to finish this. This is what I was thinking during this. Like, I gotta finish this, and oh yeah, this is weird. I don't know what it was sorted by here. I really don't. Because there's nothing that seems like it could be sorted by at all. So I was like, I can't. I gotta sort this. It's driving me insane. So I just sorted it, and then it was like, oops. So I had to resort it. But wow. Very sad. It's pretty sad, and you'll see in the next episode, opening day. How bad this bullpen really is. I'm not gonna spoil it, but I'm just gonna say that it was not pretty at all. You know, like, why is this guy there? Like, what? Okay, so I wanted to move him down to double A, because that's where he should be. So we're in the catcher position. The catcher position, we've got Jake Rogers, who I think does have a little bit of potential. we might want to sit on him for a little. James McCann is not an awful player. You know, I could take James McCann for a couple years. You know, if we could get Jake Rogers really working, maybe he could produce something special. So catcher isn't necessarily the first position that I want to look at. Moving to the MLB, he becomes the only guy on the bench, you'll see. So it's kind of sad. I mean, he had a good career, but he's kind of just back up now because he's got good contact against righties, which could help. But James McCann is not a bad player. He really isn't. Like, is a better catcher probably needed? Yeah, but is he a bad catcher? No, not at all. Like, he's still a pretty good catcher. So, like, he's not great, but he's not bad. Miguel Cabrera, obviously, is an amazing player. You know, stats and, but he's 34 now. And we don't have prospects. By the time we're going to be good, he's going to be like 39, if that. He's probably going to be retired, so the question is, do we get rid of him for some, because we could get killer things for him, and it'll be like Victor Martinez, who, like, he's still good, but, like, not really. Like, he can still hit, but that's about it. He can't really do anything else. So Miguel Cabrera is a great player, but I just leave it down in the comments below. Do you want us to get rid of him? Second base, yeah, we need some help. Third, see, Candelario could be a good prospect, but the thing is with Candelario is that he's not ready. And same thing with Duel Lugo, so maybe not the first position we address as compared to like second base, but in first, but it's definitely okay. Iglesias is only 28. He could still have good years left in him, and if he does, he's a really good player. I don't want to trade away every single star talent on this team. And there are some other good prospects like Paredes and Alencarda. And Iglesias isn't bad. I'd like to keep Iglesias on board. I think he's still young enough and he's good enough that he's a building piece. Mikey Mattenhook is another one of those players. He isn't awful, but he isn't bad. Christian Stewart could be good, but like Mike and Hook, there's nothing really special about Matt and Hook, but there's nothing really awesome. Daz Cameron is pretty good, but we're going to send him down to Double-A. He'll be a good prospect in the future. Luis Martin, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about Martin. I mean, I think some of these, he's a great fielder, but, like, okay. I mean, still, I think the outfield needs to be less addressed. Castellanos could actually, you know, have something going for him. Yeah, he really could. So, yeah, definitely the infield is where we want to address things, because that infield, with the exception of shortstop, is just awful. So I had to send some of these players down to Class A because there just wasn't enough room. So I tried to get no one that was of B potential, because you want those guys to grow. So I just double checked and they were there, so yay. But like, okay. So yeah, I don't know, okay, so now we're adjusting the lineups. Some of these players though, like, other than Cabrera and Iglesias, whoa. I mean, this team needs to be greatly improved, starting with the infield. Okay, first base is fine now, but we're probably going to have to get someone plus a new DH. So, those positions are probably, and the bullpen, is probably really what I want to address with a possible Cabrera trade, plus a possible, like, the draft, whatever, because the outfields, I feel like, aren't great, but, like, Matt Hook, Martin, and Castellanos, I feel like I could live with those guys. They're not awful, you know. If I had a really good infield, I feel like I could live with those three. So, like, that's the least of my worries right now. Starting pitching's already in a pretty good spot, for the future at least. And then it really just has to be that first, second, and third base. if you take Cabrera and Martinez out, because Martinez can't really play first base, then they don't have anything. And I understand Cabrera's a great player, but I just don't know. We're not going to trade him right away, obviously. We will wait until at least the draft to do that. And then as we get into like June and July, we'll start asking, okay, looking around for maybe what we could get for him, because I'm sure we get something good, and maybe make it a little bit more of a realistic trade, maybe something I want to do here, so it's not like we're going to send Miguel Cabrera to, let's think of a team that's probably not going to be good this year. Let's think. The Miami Marlins. I know he actually started there, so it's kind of a weird one, but yeah, we traded Miami, and let's say they had a really good prospect. And it's like, okay, but they're not going to be good for a while, so why would you do that? That's not realistic. But let's say the Dodgers or the Yankees, they're going to be good teams, and let's say they need a first baseman and they need Cabrera, and like, ooh, you got a good prospect. Can I take that prospect and you take my good player? So be it, you know. So try to make it realistic, go to good teams, whatever teams are good in the game, or teams like that might be projected to be good, but that aren't good this year, kind of thing. But maybe not even those, as we kind of just get this lineup fixed out. So what I think will be good, but maybe after this opening day, we might change it, but I don't think so. Because the hitting was like, it was really got me upset. But we're not gonna get into that. And that, you know, the pen is the first issue. I think the pen needs to be upgraded now, because we're not going to win without that pen. The hitting can have more prospect type guys. I think the pen needs more MLB ready guys, because it's just not good. The best overall in the pen, which by the way we saw that the Stanimo was actually more for Norris, so we switched that out too. So if you take him out, you got a 75, a 76, and a 77, and a 70, and then yeah, that's an awful pen, and in a lot of ways, pens are what make and break teams. So the pen is the very first thing that needs to be adjusted for this Tigers team. From there, we can start adjusting different things. So that was kind of the team overview. You kind of saw me like messing around with the team as I explained it. And opening day and the beginning of the season should be coming out real soon. I already have the footage, so God bless and goodbye, and I will see you next time as the Tigers Dynasty.